This is the Psagot Winery, about 10 miles north of Jerusalem.
Jews and wine go together. For us, wine is holy. We have a special blessing for wine. Every event in Jewish life, if you don't have any wine, you don't have the event.
In 2003, Yaakov and Naama Berg started this winery based on ancient tradition. They recently moved to this new site.
At the entrance, we chose to put a little bit of like a small exhibition. You can see here old jars, 3,000 years old. There was a big wine industry on those days. The wine that's produced here were shipped to Rome, to Europe, to Jerusalem.
The winery is in Sha'arei Benjamin, the gates of Benjamin in Judea and Samaria. Some people say the Jewish people don't belong here, but in the Bible, Jonathan, the son of King Saul, fought a famous battle against the Philistines in the valley behind me. The Trump administration acknowledged Israel's connection to the land. Over a year ago, Mike Pompeo, Secretary of State at the time, declared Jewish communities in Judea and Samaria would no longer be considered illegal. The Bergs named a wine after the secretary, and he visited them in November.
When you share common faith, it's very strong. And with faith also you can change the world. And I think President Trump and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, they changed the history.
Other unprecedented moves included recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital and moving the U.S. Embassy there, actions that angered Palestinians, causing them to cut ties with the U.S. President Biden has now restored those relations, as well as unconditional funding to Palestinian refugees. He also plans to return to the old peace process formula.
If someone wants to develop this area, to solve the problem, the way is not to separate Arab and Jews with dividing the area and build borders. The right way, it's like what President Trump did. He talked about let's invest in the area, let's develop the area.
Israel Gantz, governor of the Benjamin Regional Council, says Israel must be the sovereign power here.
We can live and help each other, but we can't agree to take a part of the whole land and give it to someone. You know, God brought us here not to take his holy land and to bring it to someone else.
Berg said Trump had made morality into reality.
President Trump was the first president saying the simple truth. We, the Jewish people, we came back to our homeland after 2,000 years that we've been dreaming, we've been praying.
Coupled with that morality was Trump's business sense.
He says, listen, today it's the best deal. Tomorrow it will be worse. Everybody wants to sign a deal the same day. Nobody can argue the results.
The Bergs Winery produces 750,000 bottles of wine each year, exporting 70% to more than 20 countries. Soon, thanks to the Abraham Accords, there will be one more, the UAE.
Wine represents more than just a drink. It's a culture, something very deep. So I think we have the ability to be very successful in our relationship with the Emirates.
The Accords open the way for business between Israel and several Muslim countries.
It's a history. It's a real change that instead of talking about take this holy land and divide it, which means borders and wars and hospitals, instead of that we are talking about what's common.
Despite the disputed status of Judea and Samaria and the fact that most Muslims don't drink alcohol, the UAE is planning to import Israeli wine. More than 2/3 of the Arab Emirates population is from other countries.
I think we're talking here about connection more than how many bottles of wine I'm going to sell.
Gantz believes the Abraham Accords will bring a better life for Jews and Arabs alike.
Now Abraham Accords talking about prosperity. Everyone that really want to help the people here should invest in this area.
Gantz says the world is focused on this area because it's the heart of the world. Both he and Berg hope Biden will see that the recent changes are working and follow suit. Julie Stahl, CBN News, the Psagot Winery, Judea and Samaria.